corner. So basically due west from where we were up on the hill, up that way.
You can see Bald Rock.
Come straight down. This is what he would have been travelling along, old swamp country along the creek. You go that way. There, it's probably about 30 metres wide of flattish, good underground underfoot. Here is just, even though there's a bad drought here at the moment, you can see that this is old swamp country. That's basically Bald Rock. At the back of it, down here. So he's travelled that way, and down there, where it's sort of, you think it keeps going, but it actually doesn't. This swampy part down here is basically much where it bleeds into the ground, and there's basically a wall of rock in front of him. So we're assuming by his map that he turns somewhere down there, and he has to backtrack up and come back around this hill here and back down. So the boys, where they are, it's swampy there. So that's the lowest part of the creek. So that is the back of Bald Rock there. This she would have been hard going. So the invitation from the creek, or just the opportunity to climb something pretty simplistic that he would have taken, was the knob that we were up and standing up the top, where we showed you Bald Rock, the lofted ranges, the bald escarpment on the other side. This is what he would have seen from the creek bed or from the swamp coming down, and took the opportunity to climb something reasonably easy compared to the other climbing we've had to do. She's pretty much just a walk up the hill. So that's where that video was earlier on. So this is the sort of virgin country that he would have been in. So we're still heading south, so he hasn't got to the turnaround point yet. As we get down there, we'll put some more video. Thank you. Bald Rock North. So that's now north, around, what does he say on the map there? Lofty ranges.
Yeah, lofty forest ranges.
Out in the valley. He comes around.
Barren rocky hill.
The barren rocky hill. So that's what we're looking at there. This barren rocky hill. Then a bit of a high point. Back around to the exploration team, pack of yobbos. We believe that we are on Cunningham's map at this point here. By the elevations, he's climbed out of the gully up onto this rock where we are. He's described all these ranges. Bald Rock is there, he was pretty close. Bold Rock, and they called it Bald Rock. Another granite, more granite sticking out here. So we're going to come around here. Here is where he describes these rocks of horrific nature or alien type structures, which I'll photograph as we come around. We've actually come up this track. Next we're going to go down to this point here and see what blocks his path in this natural creek bed that he's zigzagged down. There's two ways around Bald Rock. There's that way, there's this way. So we'll see how we go here. I'll get some more photos of these alien type structures. Even us coming up here, we noticed them straight away, faces and yeah. So for a bloke that's been in here the first time, it must have been reasonably scary. So even for an explorer. So one huge boulder.
I was just saying, that's why all this
Gigantic, and the pressure's so much, it's exploding. The granite's just exploding. That one's just gone bang. So who knows, one day, very close, very soon, she will let go. And I mean, this is probably 5 times the size of a house. And it is a monster. And the pressure. So it's looks like a dinosaur nest, this thing here. So to a first explorer coming through here, but from the valley up the top where we are, that's roughly the swamp that he describes that he's coming through. He's travelling down the bottom. The way we come up to the top, you can actually see from the bottom, and it's a very easy, inviting journey up the top here to basically where we just describe what we can see on his map. Is pretty much what he's drawn to a T. He was a very good drawer, or we're just good explainers. So next we'll go down into that where he marks on a V. If he goes down this canyon, it squeezes up and gets very narrow and rocky, very similar to what we're up against here. That's what's caused him to turn around and go back and squeeze out the side. So we'll go and see if we can locate that place. But this is exactly what he describes on his map. There's the boulder type rock, like a bit of a horseshoe on his bay, the point where he's touring. The lofty ranges out there, they loft out. Then another bald hill that he marks across the opposite. Then it's a bit higher peak, then heads down. So he's assuming that this creek will keep going out, but the actual creek just runs into pretty much a wall. Goes into some swampland and must bleed out underneath the granite. So we'll see what happens. We're back now on the other side. So Bald Rock, South Bald Rock. The gully that we're in yesterday in the video where it comes into the swamp disappears. This is what's in front of it. Across here is what he's come up against. The swamp part's on the other side of that ridge. So assuming any creek, you keep coming down the creek, he's assumed that it'll keep going. If it doesn't, it just bleeds into the ground. And then it pops out into what we assume is Bullet Drake Creek. That was his exit, so he's actually had to come back where he turned on the other side of that range there, across, which most of these sort of ranges are running sort of north-south. This one runs east-west. That's the wall he's come up against. So he's actually come around that, down through this gorge. That was his escape route. What we're going to do is head down to where the elevation changes on his map, from about 2,600 feet I think to about 1,400, and that's sort of down, follow the gorge down to where the kids are there now. You can see a bit of a rocky spine out there. That's the elevation change on his map. So us, like him, on our way up here, we've noticed signs of Aboriginal life actually on that eastern, generally on the eastern sides too, the northern sides. Another corroboree ring down there on the rocks below us. So we'll make our way off to that gorge again. So this is basically what he's seen. He writes of glimpses to the east. We can see the east quite easily. That's basically the south down there. This is sort of more, a little bit southwest and out to the west. So I think I'm recording. Yeah, we're recording. So where his finger is here on the map, we're on this gorge, on this high ridge here at this highest point. He didn't come up here, but we've come up here to have a look, to follow the trail down into here where it drops down. He goes down about, his first step down's 100 foot, then he drops another 400 foot. So from where we are here, he travels down that gorge, the tree line over there, and then it drops down over there into a gorge of about 100 foot drop. And then as you get over to the rocks over there, to there, he drops down about another 400 foot. So we're actually going to go over there, jump in our cars, go all the way around and try and get one of these points here, look down the gorge, and give you all a shot of the gorge. So young fellas here, that would be out on the horizon, sort of down towards Glen Innes, down the back of Gibraltar Range. Around here we've got Mount Mackenzie, the back of Tenterfield. So it's a beautiful clear day today. So he actually didn't come up on these rocks here, but he's actually drew the elevations here where we are here to view. So we're at the end of the map basically now. We're here at his 1493 marker, and the rock wall is up here. That's the rock wall we could see from this morning. This morning we were up on that far ridge. That was where we videotaped that ridge that we're on now. So this is his exit down the gorge. So he's made his way down through here, which is like hellhole, with 11 horses, 5 men, all the way out, pokes his way out and makes his way back south. So that's when we think he turns around this hill and then heads up to that Yuki on the next map, but that's another story. So I've run out of map here. So we've gone from up here in 3 days down followed his path, worked out why he had to turn here, because there's a ridge of rock, and you will notice that most of these ridges are running south to north. Everything's south to north except for this one. It goes east to west, and it's blocking this creek. So this is what they call, the locals call, Bullock Dray Creek here, and this is Bukarara Creek, which is realistically the same creek. It's just that ridge of granite, the water goes under it, goes down. So Racecourse Creek. So we're not going to go down the gorge because it's the end of the map, and we're all got to go home and go back to work. So we're going to go back up there, give one more footage along this big rolling rock wall. The local farmer's going to take us along the wall and show us where it is, but we're pretty much here at this point. Everybody's knackered, as you can see. So we're basically on 4 times zoom now, way off in the distance. Out there is Bald Rock, so that's where we started, down through there, got blocked, and then basically the other ridge, which he didn't climb but we climbed to use our elevations to see where he's gone. It's down there and down this canyon. Everybody's feet are hurting, shoes are broken, backs are broken, Xbox fingers are sore. They probably have to have a month off school now. We can go down, and out he pops back onto those, down towards Tannerfield area. From what we've worked out, he's come out of the gorge back around this side of the hill, followed that hill back around again on the other side of the hill, went back there and camped the next night about half a mile from where he started this journey. So we're back now. This is basically his exit track once he's gone up around that swamp. Back down there, he's following down the bottom. He talks of seeing Aboriginals on the ridges above him and stuff. So this is the sort of place where an Aboriginal could have stood and watched them pass underneath, and he wouldn't know. Then it goes around, and we're heading towards the gorge where it drops about 400 feet. So you can sort of get an idea where we are here. We're still higher than what he would have been. You can still see out the back there, Bald Rock and South Bald Rock. We're still on that same ridge that we were playing with. All my explorers, they're all knackered now, so quite around. So yeah, if we can stand here and watch him pass on that trail down there, and that would be 30 metres to the bottom. It's a fair way down. Alright, last recording. So these are the knackered people on that map. You see this solid rock wall above him. This goes for a fair way out onto the escarpment. The actual track that he took his horses, you can actually see down the bottom. That's the track that he's walked. Where we were this morning, we'll pan up the canyon. He's up on those hills over there, looking back this way at that canyon where he's dropping sort of hundreds of feet at a time. So from that plateau up the top, he's come down. That's the first sort of 400 feet, another 400 feet, and down he goes along here, around the bend, off he goes. So that's the end of my exploration, and the kids and Mr. Smith, the local farmer, has let us stay here for a few days. It's been amazing, but I've run out of maps, so John Whitehead for that map, thanks mate. We done it from one end to the other, you can understand why he, actually we just had one of the kids comment that just in 3 days he's wore out his brand new shoes. So just like he writes in the paper about them running out of shoes and stuff, it's the same, it's rugged. It's you just done your boots like a flash.